The current time is 4:05 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Here are the 3 p.m. wind speeds along Interstate 80 from east to west. At North Platte, the wind was southeast at 13, gusting to 21. At Ogallala, the wind was southeast at 18. At Sydney, the wind was southeast at 21, gusting to 29. At Kimball, the wind was southeast at 22, gusting to 30. At Pine Bluffs, the wind was southeast at 15, gusting to 22. At Cheyenne, the wind was southeast at 21, gusting to 28. At Vitavue, milepost 329, the wind was northwest at 20, gusting to 35. At Laramie, the wind was south at 9. At Arlington, mile marker 272, the wind was northeast at 9, gusting to 17. At milepost 256, the wind was north at 10. At Rawlins, the wind was south at 12, gusting to 24. At mile marker 184, the wind was west at 14, gusting to 28. At mile marker 140, the wind was west at 15, gusting to 22. This is the hazardous weather outlook. This hazardous weather outlook is for portions of Panhandle, Nebraska, east central Wyoming, south central Wyoming, and southeast Wyoming. For this afternoon and tonight, there is a slight risk level 2 of 5 for severe weather Friday afternoon and evening east of the Laramie Range. All modes of severe weather are possible: hail, winds, tornadoes, and flash flooding. The extended outlook for the period Saturday through Thursday. There is a marginal risk of severe weather for Saturday, mainly across western Nebraska. Primary hazards look to be hail, wind, and flash flooding. Drier and warmer conditions return midweek and continue through the weekend. Spotter information statement: spotter reports for severe weather and heavy rainfall are encouraged. Here are the 3 p.m. conditions for the local area. At Rawlins, the temperature was 87. The wind was south at 12, gusting to 24. Here are some temperature readings from nearby locations. At Arlington, the temperature was 75. At Continental Divide Mile 184, it was 79. At Dixon Airport, it was 83. At Elk Mountain, it was 77. At Pathfinder Hill, at Saratoga, it was 86. At Skyline, it was 73. Here are some conditions from around the area. At Lander, the temperature was 79. At Riverton, the temperature was 85. At Casper, it was. The temperature was 81. At Laramie, the temperature was 81. At Cheyenne, the temperature was 76. The wind was southeast at 21, gusting to 28. At Denver, it was partly sunny. The temperature was 83. At Craig, the temperature was 82. The wind was south at 17, gusting to 24. At Rock Springs, the temperature was 85. The wind was west at 20, gusting to 28. At Evanston, the temperature was 79. The wind was west at 12, gusting to 24. At Rawlins, the temperature was 87. The wind was south at 12, gusting to 24. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for Rawlins, Saratoga, and the Continental Divide Plateau. Rest of today, mostly sunny with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Chance of rain 20%. Highs in the mid-80s. West winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Lows around 50. East winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Saturday, mostly sunny with a chance of showers. Chance of rain 40%. Highs in the lower 80s. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Saturday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 40s. South winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Sunday, sunny. Highs in the lower 80s. West winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Monday, mostly clear. Lows around 50. Highs in the upper 80s. Monday night, partly cloudy in the evening, then clearing. Lows in the mid-50s. Tuesday through Wednesday, mostly clear. Highs in the upper 80s. Lows in the lower 50s. Wednesday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-50s. Thursday, sunny. Highs in the upper 80s. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for Sierra Madre and Medicine Bow Mountains rest of today. Mostly sunny with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Chance of rain 20%. Highs in the mid-70s. West winds 15 to 25 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 40s. South winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. Saturday, mostly sunny with a chance of showers. Chance of rain 50%. Highs in the mid-70s. Southwest winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. Saturday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-40s. South winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Sunday, sunny. Highs in the mid-70s. West winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Monday, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 40s. Highs in the lower 80s. Monday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 50s. Tuesday through Wednesday, mostly clear. Highs in the lower 80s. Lows in the lower 50s. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 50s. Thursday, sunny. Highs in the lower 80s.